Good morning. Today let's discuss about defense technology. Do you know who we call as Missile Man of India? Missile Man of India, Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam. The reason? Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam thought, see, if we purchase all the missiles from other countries, they might also sell the same missiles to our enemies, right? See, right now, recently in the air show, where? Air show. Tejas fighter jet crashed, right? That Tejas Light Combat Aircraft, LCA. Earlier it was named as Light Combat Aircraft. Later it was renamed as Tejas by Atal Bihari Vajpayee during his tenure, right? That single jet fighter jet, single jet fighter jet. We have the heavier twin jet fighter jets like we have Sukhoi. Then we have recently purchased from France Rafale. India's fighting ability is majorly dependent on Sukhoi right now. Sukhoi fighter jets. Those Sukhoi fighter jets were purchased from, they are not our very own fighter jets, they are from Russia. We have purchased Sukhoi fighter jets from Russia. Russia sold same Sukhoi fighter jets to China also. See, if war happens between India and China, they will also use Sukhoi. We will also use Sukhoi. We will not be having any advantage over there, right? That is the issue. So Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam thought with respect to the missiles, okay, let's build our own missiles instead of relying on other countries for their missiles. Then in 1982-83, when DRDO started, when we got independence, 47, right? During the time of independence and before independence also, we had many research organizations related to defense machinery, defense equipment. By combining three different organizations, technical development establishment, etc., like this, three earlier organizations were there. By merging them in 1958, DRDO was started. The headquarters of DRDO is in, a center is in Bangalore. Okay, we have a center in Bangalore, but headquarter is in New Delhi. Headquarter. We do have DRDO in Bangalore, but that is not the headquarter, right? Defense Research and Development Organization. Defense Research and Development Organization. See, have you seen the movie Uri, the Surgical Strike? Uri. No, you don't watch movies. Have you seen? No? You? Okay. In that movie, our Indian armed forces wanted to spy a place where the Uri surgical strike means the terrorists were there, their hideout. They need to search that place without without them being knowing that. Okay. For that, they have used a special unmanned aerial vehicle, a bird-like unmanned aerial vehicle. It was called as, in movie it was a different name, not the eagle kind of thing. Okay, let it be any name. See, in the DRDO, there will be many interns, there will be many scientists working there, right? There will be so much research going on regularly. Various kinds of research will be going on regarding different type of explosives, different type of explosive detecting devices, different type of missile system, different type of fighter jets, etc., etc., right? One is offensive, one is defensive part, right? Will our armed forces like Army, Navy, Air Force, purchase each and everything which DRDO produce or invent? No. DRDO will make an exhibition. In that exhibition, our defense minister chairing Defense Acquisition Council will participate. Defense Acquisition Council. Defense Acquisition Council means it is a body which deals with the business, etc., to purchase various ammunitions, missiles, etc., with other organizations. This Defense Acquisition Council will visit that exhibition and they will check what kind of new technologies they have developed. Later, they will make a deal. Okay, so much amount we will give by this time. Give us this many number of missiles or this many number of ammunition, etc. That kind of deal will happen. This is also a government undertaken, but private kind of entity. It will work on its own. Defense Research and Development Organization, DRDO. Under Defense Research and Development Organization, we have 4 research boards. DRDO. It is there to help our all 3 services, Army, Navy, Air Force, to fulfill their requirement. Present DRDO chief is Dr. Samir V. Kamath. Earlier, Satish Reddy was there. Right now, the present chief, Dr. Samir V. Kamath. Samir V. Kamath. Actually, usually, the chairman's term will be there for a year or 2 maximum. But due to various reasons, his term extended nearly thrice continuously. His term is being extended. By 2026, mid-March or April, he will be the chief of DRDO, Samir V. Kamath. DRDO formed in 1958 by the combination of 3 different organizations called Technical Development Establishment of Indian Army and Directorate of Technical and Development and Production and Defense Science Organization. No need to remember, earlier during the time of British, these kind of organizations were there. Then they were combined to form our very own organization called DRDO, Defense Research and Development Organization, DRDO. Its main function, specialization, one in aeronautical engineering, for example, developing our very own helicopters and fighter jets, etc., unmanned aerial vehicles. DRDO will not solely handle all the tasks. It will make research and for fewer things, it will make the development also. And for the development aerial vehicles like helicopter, fighter jet, etc., it will collaborate with other public sector undertaking enterprises like, for example, HAL. HAL is manufacturing Tejas fighter jet, right? The technology is by DRDO. It is manufacturing the fighter jet, likewise, right? Then electronics, armament, different engineering system, combat services, mainly missiles, etc. It is developing our DRDO. During the time of Corona, have you heard the name 2DG, a medicine, a powder-like medicine? Actually, by that time, we already had the vaccine. That's why it was not that popular. DRDO developed a medicine. DRDO developed a powder-like medicine that can be dissolved with water, just like the ORS. Right? The name was 2DG. 2DG developed by DRDO to fight against corona. Likewise, it will also develop many medicine, protein bar, etc., kind of things, life science. Our Defense Research Development Organization have 4 research board. 4 research board. We have only 3 services, right? Army, Navy, Air Force. But we have four research board. One is Naval Research Board to provide suitable required equipment to our Navy. Then we have Armament Research Board for our Army. Aeronautical Research and Development Board. Aeronautical Research and Development Board. Then we have Life Sciences Research Board, for example, where the bomb disposing machine is made or the jackets are made, etc. That kind of, which will be used in all the services. Life Sciences Research Board. Very important. How many research boards we have? Four. One Navy, Army, Air Force, then Life Science Research Board. We have four research boards. Integrated Guided Missile Development Program. Before that, see from where to where missiles can be launched. Generally, missiles are classified. If you launch a missile from land, from Indian land to our enemy land, this kind of missile is called as land to land missile, land to land missile, or surface to surface missile, land to land, earth to earth, surface to surface. Usually, the term which they use, surface to surface missile. Okay, then from the land to the aerial target, to destroy the aerial target, this is surface to air missile. Surface to air missile. From one fighter jet to other fighter jet, this kind of missiles, air to air missile, air to air missile, air to air, air to surface, surface to air, surface to surface. Then the submarine, the missiles which we use in our submarines. These kind of missiles we have. India's first missile, the surface to surface missile, air to air missile, surface to air missile, air to surface missile, surface to surface missile, then underwater missiles used in the submarines. Destroy enemy submarine or any other target, ship, etc. India's first air-to-air missile is named as Astra. Astra. This question was asked in our KAS prelims examination once, direct simple question, which was India's first air-to-air missile, Astra missile. India's first surface-to-surface missile, Prithvi. Prithvi means what? Earth. Surface to surface missile. India's first surface to surface missile, Prithvi missile. Surface to surface, air to air, Astra. Where do we generally test our missile systems? Missiles? From where? In the Pokhran range, we do test many land to land, surface to surface missile, yes. But majorly the missiles which we generally test is in Odisha, East Coast, Chandipur range. The island was earlier named as Wheeler Island. Right now it is being renamed as Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam Island. Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam Island off the coast of Odisha. Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam started this program called Integrated Guided Missile Development Program. Integrated Guided Missile Development Program. The main agenda of this program is to develop the missiles indigenously. Instead of depending on other countries for the missile systems, let's develop our own missile. That was the goal. 1980 to 83. Integrated Guided Missile Development Program by Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam. Objective self-sufficiency. The missiles which were developed under this missile system, under these programs are Patna. Let's remember the missiles which were developed under this program. One is Prithvi missile, then updated version of Prithvi Agni missile, updated version of Prithvi Agni missile, then Trishul missile, Nag missile, Akash missile. Prithvi Agni Trishul Nag Akash. Prithvi Agni Trishul Nag and Akash missiles. Prithvi Agni Trishul Nag Akash missiles developed under the program. Very important program, IGMDP, Integrated Guided Missile Development Program, under the visionary Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam. Prithvi, short range, surface to surface, ballistic missile, very much important. Trishul, short range, surface to air missile. Akash, surface to air missile. Nag, anti-tank missile. Anti-tank means military tank. Military tank, you know, right? Military tank. Anti-tank missile. Military tank. See, we do have a number of missiles. Is it practically possible to remember each and every missile's range exactly? Like, for example, the mileage of Splendor 65 kilometer, the mileage of Passion Pro 60 kilometer, the mileage of Pulsar 51 kilometer. Let's say if there is a exact number, is it possible to remember the mileage of each and every bike? No. Likewise, here also it's difficult. Then what we should know? It is a short range missile. It is a medium range missile. It is a long range missile. It is a intercontinental missile. We should know one thing, whether it is short range, medium range or long range. Then other important thing which we should know, whether it is a cruise missile or a ballistic missile. One is cruise missile, other is ballistic missile. Very important thing to know. Cruise and ballistic missile system. Let's say you are playing cricket. Okay, you are playing cricket. This is the boundary line. A person, fielder, standing here, and someone is standing here. For this person to throw the ball to the bowler, the distance is less. How will he throw? Directly. That means, how I throw a ball to you? The ball travels in a straight line, nearly straight line. The force exerted by me on the ball will be till the distance that requires to reach him, right? From point A to point B, force required. But if a person standing at the boundary line, how will he throw the ball? He will throw the ball like this. The ball falls down, right? To this point, he exerts force. When the ball falls down, gravitational force is utilized, right? Can you throw the ball directly like this to that long distance? Practically not possible, right? Likewise, that technology of moving the missile to the higher position and dropping it with the help of gravity, that kind of trajectory, parabolic trajectory, that kind of missiles are called as ballistic missiles. Ballistic missiles. Okay. From point A to point B, from starting point to end point, energy is utilized. That is cruise missile. For example, let's say if the land, it is like this, the surface, undulating surface with many small hillocks, etc. See, if you launch a missile from here, if you launch a missile from here, if it is ballistic missile, how will it travel? It will go up in the air till here. Force energy is required. From here, it will go down like this, right? Ballistic missile, this kind of trajectory, ballistic missile. How cruise missile travels? Cruise missile, it will travel like this. 1 kilometer from the surface, 1 kilometer from the surface, it will travel parallelly. That kind of trajectory. For that to happen, it requires energy throughout its travel, right? That kind of missile, cruise missile. Generally, cruise missiles have short to medium range. Short to medium range. Short range means 100, 200, 500, around maximum 1,000 kilometers. That's it. Cruise missile capacity. Ballistic missile capacity. Right now, currently, the maximum long range missile which we have in India, Agni 5 missile, it has the ability to travel a distance of 5,500 to 5,800 kilometers. Just imagine. What might be the distance from Kanyakumari to Kashmir? 24,000. 2,400 kilometers. Right? Around 2,500 kilometers, let's say. Right? Just imagine. 5,500 to 5,800 kilometer range means where, to which place it can travel. It can travel till Russia, at least. Russia, not exactly US, it's far away. Okay, Russia. That means it can cross our continent and travel to the other continent. Which continent we are in? Asian continent. Russia is there in two continents. Half of Russia is in Asia. Half of the upper part of the Russia is in Europe continent. It will travel till that part, Europe. Intercontinental missile we have. All the ballistic missiles are generally long range missiles, ballistic trajectory. In one examination, they have asked a question, general question. A cricketer hits a ball in various angles. In which angle ball should travel? In which angle ball should travel to travel the maximum distance? In which angle the ball will travel maximum distance? The options are 15 degree, 45 degree, 60 degree, 75 degree, 90 degree. In which angle he should hit the ball so that the ball travels the maximum distance? Yes, many a times they have asked in different examinations, right? If he hits the ball with a higher angle, goes to a greater height, but it will not travel the distance, right? If the angle is suitable, let's say 45 degree, it will travel maximum distance. The trajectory, all these trajectories are ballistic, right? Till this point, energy is used later. Gravitational force will help, right? Ballistic trajectory. Let us see our missile systems. Prithvi missile. Right now, all the earlier variants of Prithvi we have stopped using, but this is our first surface to surface missile. Let's have the basic idea about our Prithvi missile. Prithvi is the name of the missile. Okay. Under this, we have different variants: Prithvi 1, Prithvi 2, Prithvi 3, likewise. Agni, name of a type of the missile, under which we have Agni 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 being developed under testing, research. Then we have Agni Prime also. We'll see. Prithvi missile. Which kind of missile? Prithvi. Surface to surface missile. Surface to surface. Short range. Short range ballistic missile. Earlier, earlier, we didn't know that this ballistic trajectory can be used in long range missiles. That's why we have used this ballistic trajectory in this short range missile. Right now, for the short range missiles, ballistic path will not be used. But here, it was the first missile, right? We didn't know. That's why we have used this ballistic trajectory for the short range Prithvi missile. Short range ballistic surface to surface missile Prithvi missile. 1982-83, this program, integrated guided missile development program, this Prithvi missile started. Prithvi 1. See, here we will discuss about the different variants of the missile. We will discuss about the range. We will discuss about their special abilities. But what you need to remember in the point of examination means which kind of missile this is. That's enough. Prithvi 1, short range. Surface to surface. Ballistic missile. That's enough. What we need to know in the deeper sense means the recent missile. If there is any missile which was invented, developed recently, then that should be known in depth. That's it. Prithvi 1 missile, surface to surface ballistic missile, which has the capacity to carry 1000 kgs of conventional or nuclear warhead. See, all our missiles, all our missiles have the ability to carry both conventional and nuclear warhead. Each and every missile which we have the ability to carry both conventional and nuclear warhead. Conventional means normal bomb, chemical weapon. That means trinitrotoluene, RDX, etc. These kind of weapon, conventional, which we were using from the earlier days. Nuclear warhead means the atom bomb, nuclear bomb. Nuclear bomb works on the principle of nuclear fission or fusion reaction. Fission reaction, uncontrolled nuclear fission reaction. Do we have atom bomb? Yes, we do have, but we haven't. Only America, we have tested, but not attacked anyone. Only till date, America attacked Japan during the time of Second World War. August 6 on Hiroshima, 1945. August 9 on Nagasaki, 1945. Named Little Boy and Fat Man because of the size of uranium present. Little Boy, Fat Man. Here, see, it had the capacity to carry 1000 kg conventional or nuclear warhead. Range was only 150 kilometers. Only 150 kilometers range. It could be launched from transporter erector launcher. Transporter erector launcher means, have you ever seen Republic Day parade? It happens in Delhi. In that parade, many of our defense systems would be exhibited, right? That is the main agenda of Republic Day parade. In that, you might have seen behind the truck, missiles will be placed. That angle can be arranged and missiles can be launched, right? That is the transporter that can be transported, erector, angle aligned, and it can be launched from the transporter erector launches. Recently, have you seen the news? After the standoff between India and Pakistan, India have successfully tested its Agni missile from moving train. From a moving train, it launched its missile, and with a good accuracy, it reached its target. Test. Right now, the kind of missiles which we have that can be launched from literally anywhere, from land, from air, from water, from moving vehicle, from the truck, etc. That kind of missile systems we have. See, just imagine, for the rocket, the SSLV, PSLV, GSLV, we need a separate mechanism, right? That means we have a launching station in Sriharikota with a special mechanism, etc. But that is not the case here. This can also travel the distance. It also have that ability, but it can be launched from nearly anywhere. Just it can be transported from a truck, train, etc. It can be launched. That kind of missiles we have right now. Prithvi 1, single stage, liquid propelled, no need to remember. It was working with our army. Right now, it's not in use. Prithvi 1. Prithvi 2 missile, updated version. Prithvi 2. It could carry 500 kgs for 250 kilometer. Later, the ability, it was upgraded back to 1000 kgs. It could carry 1000 kgs to 350 kilometer. Final range. Final range, 1000 kg to 350 kilometer. Prithvi 1 had the ability to carry 1000 kg for how many kilometers? 150 kilometers. This one, 350 kilometers. It had good accuracy. Prithvi 2 missile, Prithvi 2. Short range, surface to surface, ballistic missile. Short range, surface to surface, ballistic missile with a range 350 kilometer. Payload capacity 1000 kgs. That's it, 1 ton. Then we have Prithvi 3 missile. Prithvi 3. Surface to surface ballistic missile. Payload capacity of 1000 kgs up to 300 kilometer. Then 500 kgs for 600 kilometer, 250 kg for 750 kilometer. Obviously, if the weight decreases, the mileage increases, right? Likewise, 1000 kg same, 350 kilometer. Then 500 kg, 600 kilometer, 250 kg, 750 kilometer. Which kind of missile Prithvi is? Surface to surface missile, right? If the same Prithvi 3 missile, if it is used in the ships, patrolling ships, right? If it is used in the ships, then it is called as Dhanush missile. Same missile with a different name. Same missile with different name called Dhanush. In INS Subhadra, INS Sukanya class of patrolling ships, this is used. Patrolling means just watching our border. If Prithvi 3 missile is used in the sea, it's called Dhanush missile. Dhanush missile. When we started the development of our very first series of missiles under Integrated Guided Missile Development Program, that Prithvi missiles, our scientists got to know we are using this great technology of ballistic missile system just to the short range. This can be used for a long range missiles. Then they have upgraded, developed Prithvi missile system to next range of missiles called Agni. Agni series of missiles. We have Agni series of missiles. This Agni missile, surface to surface, medium to long range missile, surface to surface, medium to long range, medium to long range ballistic missile, ballistic missile. For it to travel, let's say distance of few thousand kilometers, 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, 4,000, 5,000 kilometer, it should reach a greater height, right? It should reach a greater height. When it reaches the greater height, when it enters back into our atmosphere, when you go deep into the atmosphere, atmospheric pressure increases or decreases? Increases, right? When more amount of gases are there, the missile is entering back into the atmosphere. The pressure, temperature on this missile will be very high, right? This is Agni re-entry technology. It had the ability, it has ability to sustain a surface temperature up to 3000 degrees Celsius. Just imagine boiling water temperature 100 degrees Celsius. It can withstand a temperature up to how much? 3000 degrees Celsius. 3000 degrees Celsius. In 1989, first time Agni was tested. No need to remember the year. Agni, upgraded version of Prithvi. Upgraded version of Prithvi. Then we have Agni series of missiles. Agni 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Agni missiles we have right now. Medium to long range ballistic surface to surface missile. Agni series of missiles. Okay. Ballistic missile. One more important thing. See, we have India, we have ASAT system. ASAT system. ASAT missile. ASAT means anti-satellite missile. Anti-satellite. That means, see, recently India with collaboration in collaboration with NASA have developed NISAR satellite, right? NISAR means NASA ISRO synthetic aperture radar. Reason for that? What is the use of that satellite? Observation satellite, Earth observation, right? China will be having, even Pakistan will be having many satellites watching their border, right? If we destroy, if we destroy that satellite, we will get an edge, advantage, right, over them. That kind of missile we have. Will Pakistan have? No, they don't have. Will China have? Yes, they have. They also have anti-satellite missile. If we destroy their satellite, they might also destroy our satellite. During that time, during that critical time, do we have time for our ISRO to develop new rocket? It will take months of time, right? For them to develop a new rocket. Each and every time they will be developing a new rocket for a launch. Don't know when it will happen. That's why our Agni 5 missile, we'll discuss Agni 5 range, etc. Agni 5 missile have the ability to launch small satellite into the low Earth orbit in the case of emergency. Our missile have the ability to launch satellite into the orbit. That kind of missile we have. This Agni series of missile. First one, Agni 1, medium range, medium to long range, that to intercontinental range ballistic missile, Agni. Agni 1 tested in Odisha's Chandipur range, that is now called as Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam Island. Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam Island. Payload capacity of 1000 kg, range of 700 kilometers, 700 kilometer range, 700 kilometer. And the range was increased to 900 kilometer, 700 to 900 kilometer range. Each and every missile we have can carry both conventional and nuclear warhead, both conventional and nuclear warhead. This missile is rail and road mobile. That means that can be carried easily through rail and road with the help of the trucks. That is possible. Less costly and more accurate missile, Agni 1. Then we have Agni 2. The first missile Agni range was 700 to 900 kilometer. Payload capacity 1000 kg. Right. Agni 2 missile. Agni 2 missile. Medium range ballistic missile. Payload capacity 1000 kg. We are not planning to increase the payload capacity because 1000 kg is more than enough to destroy a particular enemy hideout or any army base. That much amount of fuel or the explosive is enough. We need a range. That is the main thing which we need to work on. Agni 2 missile, the range of this missile is 2000 to 2500 kilometer. See the drastic change from hundreds of kilometer to thousands. 2000 kilometer to 2500 kilometer range. Agni 2 missile, Agni 2 missile. See how the shape of Pakistan is like this, right? Pakistan. This missile, the Agni 2 missile, it got the ability to reach each and every place of Pakistan. Right now, when Agni 2 was developed, it had the ability to destroy any point of Pakistan and southeast region of China. Southeast region of China. That's why it was called as credible deterrence to China and Pakistan. Credible deterrence. The term which was used for Agni 2 missile. Credible deterrence against China and Pakistan. It can reach all the parts of Pakistan and larger parts of southeast China. Agni 2 with a range of 2000 to 2500 kilometer. Agni 2 missile. Then we have Agni 3 missile. Range of Agni 2 missile is how much? 2000 to 2500. This missile's range is 3500 to 5000 kilometer. It can travel from Kanyakumari to Kashmir, take a U-turn, come back. That much distance it can travel. See, Agni 3 missile, 3500 to 5000 kilometer. It had the ability to carry 1500 kg, 1.5 ton. Very, very important thing. Circular error probable for this missile is within 40-meter range. Circular error probable means it is traveling such a far distance, right? It is traveling such a long distance. Let's say this is the target which we are planning to destroy. Okay. It will fall within the range of 40 meter, maximum 40 meter. Actually, this is a very good accuracy. Very good accuracy for that range of a missile. For a missile with a range of 3,500 to 5,000 kilometer, this is a very good accuracy. Most accurate ballistic missile in the world for this range of its range. Most accurate ballistic missile of its range in the world. Agni 3 missile, Agni 3. Circular error probable of just 40 meter. Just 40 meter. See, 40 meter means, let's say, 2 or 3 sites from this place, 1500 kg. Obviously, it will destroy this place also, right? So, very good accuracy. Agni 3 missile. What is the range of Agni 2? 2000 to 2500. 2000 to 2500. This one? 3500 to 5000. Now we have a gap, right? 2500 to 3500. If we use Agni 3 to this place, that is not a good thing to do, right? Because we are under using the ability of that missile. That's why they have developed another missile to fulfill that gap. To fulfill that gap, they have developed a missile called Agni 4. Here, the range is less. Why the range is less? Because it is filling the gap between Agni 2 and Agni 3. Agni 2 and Agni 3. This Agni 4 missile is also called as Agni 2 prime. Agni 2 prime or Agni 2A. Agni 2A or Agni 2 prime. Payload capacity same 1000 kgs. Range 2500 to 3700 kilometer. It had the range of 2500 kilometer to 3700 kilometers. Agni 4, also called as Agni 2A or Agni 2 prime. See, earlier the island where these missiles were tested were called as Wheeler Island. Wheeler Island. Right now the name changed to Abdul Kalam Island. That's the same island. Then we have India's top missile, which 100% our enemy is scared of. Agni 5. Intercontinental ballistic missile. Very important. ICBM we call it. Intercontinental ballistic missile. ICBM. Agni 5 missile. Intercontinental ballistic missile. Surface to surface ballistic missile with a range of how much? 5500 to 5800 kilometer. 5500 kilometer to 5800 kilometer. With the help of this missile, see, in the maximum possible case, with whom we can have the war with? Pakistan, China. That's it. In the worst case, Myanmar, Bhutan, etc. That's not possible. In the worst case, Myanmar maybe, with their influence. That's it, right? Complete China, Pakistan, and all other neighboring countries or our continent we can cover with this missile. We can cross our continent and reach the northern part of Russia. Intercontinental ballistic missile. We don't have any plan to destroy any part of Russia, but we have this missile so that China should know we can destroy any part of China. That's even they have many missile systems, but we also have. That's it. See, a very important thing. Enhancing countries' nuclear deterrence against China. That means we can make any sort of nuclear attack on any part of China. That is possible with the help of this missile. It can travel from Asia to etc. The northern part of Russia. It can travel. That much capacity it has. It can be easily transported by road. Recently, they have tested it can easily launched from rail. The two moving train they have launched successfully. Agni series of missile recently. Then canister launch mobile system. Canister is nothing but how will you launch your Deepavali rockets? Inside a bottle you place, right? To get the proper angle. That's same. Similarly, inside a canister tube, the missile is placed that will be aligned based on the required target position. Then it will be launched. That kind of launch system called as canister launch system. Canister. Agni 5 have the ability to carry a payload, special payload called MIRV, multiple independently targetable re-entry vehicle. Multiple independently targetable re-entry vehicle. See, we have traveled a distance of how much? 5,500 to 5,800 kilometers. Does it feel good to destroy a single place? No, right? Let's destroy more places with the help of a single missile. That's why this mechanism, MIRV, multiple warheads are there. Multiple warhead. See, you might have seen many different kind of rockets. Once it goes up in the sky, it will be bursted at three or more places, right? Likewise, similarly, MIRV warhead, multiple warhead it had while coming back to reach the target. It can destroy up to 5 different targets. MIRV we have. Then we have discussed during the time of emergency. During the time of emergency, this Agni 5 missile can be used to launch satellite into the low Earth orbit. Actually, low Earth orbit means 200 to 2000 kilometer, but it have the capacity to launch the missile. I mean the satellite to 600 to 800 kilometer range orbit, maximum 600 to 800 kilometer low Earth orbit. Right now, we have functional Agni 5 missile with us. We have. Then the futuristic, this missile needs to be inducted into our Army Navy Air Force. Right now, it is not in the use. It is a future missile. Future missile. Agni 6 missile, intercontinental ballistic missile, which is proposed to be developed by DRDO. Proposed to be developed. This will have MIRV, multiple independently targetable reactive vehicle. Along with it will be having MARV, maneuverable re-entry vehicle. Maneuvering means what? Maneuvering, controlling. With the help of the steering, you are maneuvering the car, controlling the path of its travel, right? Likewise, this MARV, maneuverable re-entry vehicle, like you play the video games, right? From here, you can control the path of that re-entry vehicle, that particular destroyer missile. So, with the help of the satellite link, you can control from here itself. That kind of mechanism that will be developed. It will be having the range of 8,000 to 10,000 kilometer. Even America should be thinking that we should be in good books with India. 8,000 to 10,000 kilometer range Agni 6 missile. It can be launched from submarine, land, anywhere, literally anywhere. 10 MIRV warheads they are planning to have MIRV and many number of MARV, maneuverable reentry vehicle. If in case, if in case, by the time of your examination, this year, next year, any examination, if this missile gets the induction, means it's inducted into any of our armed forces, then what you should know, from where it got tested, what is the exact range after the launch, then what kind of technology it is having, etc. All those things you should know. And which program it was developed under? Integrated Guided Missile Development Program, IGMDP, started in 1982-83 under the leadership of Abdul Kalam sir. Right, good. Then we have Agni Prime missile. Recently, do you know about the PSI examination scam happened in Karnataka? No? What happened? Nearly 545 post notification was there. Examination went well. Students got their result. They were very happy. They celebrated. Even we celebrated, educators, with our team, an academy. We had a big event in Dharwad, right? Later, we got to know many of the aspirants who got selected paid bribe money and with various malicious ways they have cleared the examination. The first ranker, even she came to our that felicitation event, and she spoke very well. From many years, I have studied very hard with the effort of each and every of my friends and with the blessing of my educators, etc. I have cleared the examination. Later, we got to know that she's the main culprit among many other students. Then that list was smashed. Later, re-examination, etc. happened. In that examination, this question was there. And during that time, this missile was tested. In 2021, examination was held in 2023, I think. Agni Prime missile. Agni Prime. We have Agni 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 right now, 6 in the future. This is the special missile. That's why they haven't given the name 6 or 7. Prime. This Agni Prime missile, nuclear and conventional warhead also it can carry. Ballistic missile, surface to surface, surface to air, all kind of ballistic missile tested in Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam Island of the coast of Odisha. Canistered missile means from the truck canister it can be launched, right? With a range of 1000 to 2000 kilometer. Why this much short range missile? To replace, to replace the older Prithvi missiles, Prithvi 3 to older missiles, this missile was developed. Agni Prime missile. See, generally, we don't use this kind of missiles to destroy the targets which are there in our border, right? Pakistan, India, Pakistan border. So we have developed a better missile to replace the Prithvi, older Prithvi series of missile, Agni Prime. Agni Prime missile we have. Then, see which are all the missiles that come under Integrated Guided Missile Development Program. One is Prithvi, then Agni, then Trishul, Nag and Akash. Patna, Prithvi, Agni, Trishul, Nag and Akash missile. Right now we have Trishul missile. Trishul. This is a short range surface to air missile. Short range surface to air missile. If the missile is surface to air, is it possible for it to be a ballistic missile? No, right? Ballistic missile, surface to surface. Only surface to surface missiles can be ballistic. All other missiles will be generally cruise missiles. Surface to air missile, developed by DRDO under Integrated Guided Missile Development Program 1983. Surface to air missile, this will be ship, launched from the ship against sea skimmers. We have discussed the term skimmer while we were discussing about a different type of cyber attacks. Do you remember skimmer, skimming? You're traveling in a bus, you got the seat, you're messaging with your friend, a person standing beside you, skimming. Skimming means stealing your information while being in close proximity or monitoring you while being in close proximity, right? What our enemy country, Pakistan, might do, it might send an unmanned aerial vehicle drone or any small aerial vehicle, any aerial vehicle, helicopter, etc., to monitor our border, whether it is safe to infiltrate, etc. Right? That kind of unmanned aerial vehicles can be destroyed with the help of this missile, Trishul missile. The range is very less. It can carry 15 kg warhead. 15 kg is more than enough to destroy a small drone, small helicopter, small fighter jet. The range is just 9 kilometer. Range 9 kilometer. That is also more than enough. 9 kilometer. Generally, the aeroplanes which you travel, the domestic or the international flight, that will travel at a height of, huh? Stratosphere, normal. This fighter jets will travel. Okay. And the supersonic missiles will travel. It will travel in the troposphere itself in 3, 4, 5, 6 kilometers maximum. 3,500, 4,000 feet, 5,000 feet. That's it. Here, see, Trishul missile have the range of how much? Just 9 kilometer. Payload capacity just 15 kgs. What is its use? To destroy sea skimming or unmanned aerial vehicles of our enemies. That's it. Used against skimmers. Skimmer means who comes to watch, monitor us by being in the close proximity. That's it. Trishul missile. Trishul. Then we have Nag missile. A very important, a beautiful missile. Nag. It works on a special principle called fire and forget principle. Fire and forget principle. Nag missile. See, normally the surface to surface missiles destroy any ground target, right? Army base, terrorist base, etc. If we destroy that ground base, they cannot escape. Many might run, but that's very difficult for them to escape. But to destroy the moving fighter jet, it will be traveling at a very high speed, right? Thousands of kilometers speed. To destroy army tank, it will be moving. By the time you launch your missile, it will start to move. Then this launched missile should also follow this, right? It should follow and destroy the target. That kind of mechanism we have in our missiles. It will follow the target. Wherever it go, it will follow and destroy. That kind of technology. Fire and forget. Fire and forget anti-tank missile to destroy enemy military tank. With how many countries we have land boundary with? Name the countries which we have land boundary with from the west. From the west, Pakistan. Before going to Nepal, do we have The land boundary with Afghanistan. Actually, actually, practically no. Officially yes. We have a land boundary with Afghanistan, but that part of India is in control by Pakistan. POK, Pak occupied Kashmir, that region. If they ask in the examination, we should say yes, we have land boundary with Afghanistan, but practically we don't have the access. That is POK. Then we have boundary with China. Then we have boundary with Nepal. Then Bhutan. Then Myanmar, Bangladesh. That's it. Sri Lanka, it's okay. In the top. Land boundary we have. Which are all these countries can use their military tank, battle tank for the war with us? China, that is the reason they are building roads in that Himalayan region, but it's difficult for them to take military tank each and everywhere, right? Majorly, it is possible for our enemy Pakistan to take the military tank, second-hand military tank purchased from America, etc., in the region of Punjab, Haryana, etc. There, Punjab, Rajasthan. That happens. We have Nag missile, Nag, anti-tank, anti-tank missile. Fire and forget principle it works on. See, it's a all weather. It works even it's raining day, night, every time. Okay. Manufactured by Bharat Dynamics Limited with a range of 3 to 7 kilometer. Only 3 to 7 kilometer because the truck carrying this missile will also be in the battlefield. That will also be in the battlefield. 3 to 7 kilometer range. Single shot a probability of 0.77. That means 77% accuracy. If you target 100 military tanks, 77 will be destroyed 100%. 77 will be destroyed for sure. With a speed of 230 meter per second, it can engage both static and moving target. That means static target means standing still, stationary object, and it can also destroy moving object. You have launched your Nag missile. They got to know they are going back, running away with their military tank that can also be destroyed with the help of this missile. It will work during day and night time also. If the same Nag missile, if it is used in the helicopter, instead of using it in the trucks, if it is used in the helicopters, then it is called as Nag Helena. Like the Prithvi 3 missile, when it is used in the ships, it was called as Dhanush, right? Likewise, here, Nag Helena, a range of 7 kilometers up to 7 kilometers. It was used in HL Rudra, HL Dhruv fighter helicopters, attack helicopters. HL Dhruv and HL Rudra. Successfully tested in Pokhran range, anti-tank fire and forget principal missile system. In 2018, the last procurement by that during that time, Nirmala Sitharaman was the defense minister. They have procured 300 Nag missiles with 25 missile carrier vehicles. 25 truck, 300 missiles they have procured. Who will chair or head the Defense Acquisition Council? The defense minister. Defense minister. Next we have Akash missile. Surface to air missile. Akash. Surface to air missile. Akash. Medium range. Surface to air missile. It have the ability to target multiple targets, destroy multiple target. multiple target engagement ability it have. Akash missile, medium range surface to air missile. See, this missile can work on its own or it can be controlled with the ground station. Remote car, like that you can control this missile. Dual mode guidance it got. With the help of a radar system it can work, or you can control it from the ground station. It has the ability to destroy multiple target at a time. It can destroy four different moving targets by following them. If you launch a missile, the enemy fighter jet, it will also try to escape, right? This kind of missile will follow that missile. It can attack four targets at the same time. Four targets. Generally, this Akash missile will be used to protect our VIPs, to protect the convoy of VIPs. This missile is used. Akash missile. Ballistic cruise we have discussed. Have you seen Family Man web series? I think season 2 or 3 when Samantha came in. Have you seen? In that season, in the last episode, I think they have planned to destroy a particular place with the help of a small helicopter kind of thing, right? Small helicopter. They have planned. She was chosen for that task because she had the ability to fly the aerial vehicle, the helicopter, at very low altitude. See, if you fly any aerial vehicle at very lower altitude, hundreds of meter, 1 kilometer, that will be difficult. That will be difficult to detect. That can be easily detected by us, but no use, right? That should be detected by the radar system. For the radar system, that will be difficult because many high-rise buildings will be there, many trees will be there, many big rock hillocks will be there. That's why it is difficult to detect a low-flying object. It is very easy for the radar system to detect high-flying objects if they fly at a higher height. Right now, based on this, which kind of missile can be detected easily, ballistic or cruise? If it flies at a lower height, it is difficult to detect. If it flies at greater height, it is easy to detect. Which missile flies at a height? Ballistic, right? Ballistic missile, easy to track, flies at a higher altitude. Cruise missile, fly in extreme low altitude, difficult to track. Why difficult to track? So many disturbances will be there along its path. That's why. Dhanush missile. Which missile? Prithvi 3 missile, right? Prithvi 3 missile, when it is used in the ships like INS Sukhanya, INS Subhadra, it is called as Prithvi. 500 to 1000 kg payload capacity. 500 to 1000 kg. It can be used to destroy aerial target. It can be used to destroy land targets also. Surface to surface as well as surface to air. This kind of missile, Dhanush missile, a range of 350 kilometer, 350 kilometer range. It can be used to destroy any ships or any land target. Surface to surface missile. Dhanush missile. What are all the missiles which come under Integrated Guided Missile Development Program? Prithvi, Agni, Trishul, Nag, Akash. That's it. Till here, all the missiles are over. Then we have Astra missile. India's first air-to-air missile. India's first air-to-air missile. Air-to-air missile. Beyond visual range, air-to-air missile. Beyond visual range means beyond the distance which we cannot see, which the fighter jet pilot cannot see. The target can also be destroyed with the help of this missile. See, let's say you are the pilot, Rafale fighter jet pilot. You have all the control to destroy the enemy. If the enemy fighter jet is visible to you, you can launch the attack. If it is not visible, then also you can launch the attack with the help of this kind of missiles beyond visual range. With the help of the radar, you can track where exactly the enemy fighter jet etc. is there. See, just imagine how much smart, how much technology it requires to detect the enemy target. See, even our fighter jet might be flying at that distance, right? This radar should detect and differentiate between our fighter jet and enemy fighter jet. It should not destroy ours. It should not detect ours as enemies. That much smart it should be the radar system which we have. First air-to-air missile developed in India, all-weather missile. It can engage both short-range and long-range target. Here, long-range means not thousands of kilometers, 20 kilometer to 80 kilometer range. 20 kilometer to 80 kilometer range it can target. This Astra missile is integrated with our Sukhoi fighter jet, Sukhoi 30 MKI fighter jet, Sukhoi Astra missile. A special feature of this Astra missile is that it can lock the target both before and after the launch. Just imagine, before launching, we can lock the target and launch the missile. Otherwise, we can launch the missile in the first case and we can lock the target later. That is possible with this Astra missile. It had the capacity to correct its course, change its path. It can follow the enemy object, course correction capacity it has, and it can lock the target before or after its launch. Astra missile, Astra, a range of just 20 to 80 kilometer. Astra missile. Prahar to replace Prithvi series of missiles. Prahar missile to replace Prithvi series of older Prithvi series of missiles. Ballistic missile, surface to surface ballistic missile, Prahar. It can be launched from road, rail, etc. It was developed to replace Prithvi 1 missile. What was the range of Prithvi 1 missile? Just 150 kilometers. Just 150 kilometers, right? It had the capacity to carry 1000 kgs. 1000 kgs. What is the advantage of this Prahar missile over the older Prithvi 1 missile is it can be launched within 2 to 3 minutes. It does not require any preparation time. The course fixation, the launching gear, etc. Prithvi takes more time compared to the better newer version Prahar. This can be launched within 2 to 3 minutes. 2 to 3 minutes. That's why better reaction time than Prithvi. So Prithvi 1 replaced with Prahar missile. Prahar missile. Astra missile we have discussed, right? Beyond visual range, air-to-air missile, range 20 to 80 kilometer, payload capacity just 15 kg. Why? 15 kg is more than enough to destroy a fighter jet. Aerial target. That's why 15 kg. Air-to-air missile. It can travel at supersonic speed. See, the speed range subsonic, supersonic, hypersonic. Sonic means speed of sound. Sonic, speed of sound. If the object travels at a speed lower than the speed of sound, then that is called as subsonic speed. If it travels lower than the speed of sound. If it travels higher than the speed of sound, then it is called as supersonic, more than the speed of sound. If the speed is very much higher, exponentially higher when compared to speed of sound, hypersonic, hypersonic speed. For example, Astra supersonic, BrahMos. Have you heard the name BrahMos missile? It's a supersonic missile. It can travel at a speed more than the speed of sound. Supersonic speed. Pinaka missile system. See, easily it can be carried with the help of this canistered missile system trucks. Pinaka. It's a system. Missile system means it will be having a number of rocket launching mechanism and small missiles. Pinaka. Indigenously developed multi-barrel rocket launch system. Multi-barrel rocket launch system. See, it will use IRNSS series of rockets for navigation. For navigation, it is using. If I say go to GKVK, if you don't know the route, you will put the map, right? GPS. Likewise, if I say go target this location, the location data will be like how 23.440123 degree east, 12.00143 degree north. Likewise, it will be right. To navigate to that place, it requires a navigation system. Here, Pinaka, it is using a IRNSS. This is now called as navigation with Indian constellation, Navic system. A range of around 70 kilometer. That's it. More than 70. Let's say around 70-kilometer range. Pinaka. Have you heard about the name Israel's Iron Dome? Israel's Iron Dome. Have you heard? We'll discuss. Rudra M1. Rudra M1. First indigenously developed anti-radiation missile. Anti-radiation missile. A range of up to 200 kilometers. Can be launched from different altitudes, 500 meter to 15 kilometer from Dharmashala, etc. That higher altitude also it can be launched. Speed of 0.6 to Mach 2. Mach 2 means around 2000 change kilometer. per hour. That must be 2000 kilometer per hour. It can anti-radiation missile means it's a very special important missile. Anti-radiation missile, it will detect the target which is emitting radiation. That means it will destroy enemy radar system. It will destroy enemy radar system. That kind of missile this is. It can locate target any radiation emitting source like enemy radar systems, enemy's communication system, enemy's radio frequency emitting targets. See, there is a standoff between India and Pakistan, or war between India and Pakistan. They have many radar system placed in the border for them to detect our missiles and destroy them. If we destroy the radar itself, they cannot detect anything, right? That kind of missile, very important. Rudra M1, anti, first indigenously developed anti-radiation missile. First indigenously developed anti-radiation missile. Anti-radiation missile. Rudra M1. Rudra M1. This is what I have told. ASAT system. The first test that was successful was called as Mission Shakti. Mission Shakti first test. Anti-satellite weapon system. Anti-satellite system. DRDO in collaboration with Indian Space Research Organization made a successful test by destroying our own old satellite. We need a target, right? Our own old satellite we have destroyed. This is a missile-based system which can attack moving satellites. Satellite will be moving with, if the satellites are in the low Earth orbit, it will be moving at higher or lower speed? Low Earth orbit. Orbital velocity, more or less. It is more, right? That can be destroyed with the help of this kind of anti-satellite weapon, ASAT system. It can be launched from air, sea, land, from anywhere. From anywhere, this can be launched, ASAT system. There are very few countries in the world which have this kind of satellite system, ASAT system. In our region, India and China have this ASAT system. America, Russia, China have this system, and we have the system. The fourth nation, India. They have killed, destroyed a satellite which was there at a distance of 283 kilometers, low Earth orbit, 283 kilometers. It can reach up to the altitude of 1200 kilometers in the low Earth orbit. Shaurya missile. Hypersonic surface to surface missile, surface to surface missile. Canistered, can be launched from the canistered missile system. A range of only 700 kilometers, payload capacity of 1000 kgs. 1000 kgs. It is majorly developed to be launched from our submarines. From our submarines. Shaurya missile. 700 kilometer range, 1000 kg payload capacity. It can be launched from this kind of canister trucks. It can also be launched from the submarine. Missile. Nirbhay missile. Right now, we don't have this missile. This is a future missile that is being developed by our DRDO. Nirbhay. Nirbhay literally means That is different. Israel's Iron Dome. Israel is a small nation that was strategically placed between many of its enemies. Currently, and from many of the years from its formation, it is undergoing many armed rebellion, war, etc. between the neighboring nations. Right? They have developed a beautiful radar system, air defense mechanism that is famously called as Israel's Iron Dome. Actually, let's say this is Israel, this kind of dome. Literally, no such thing actually exists. Iron Dome, nothing exists. What is this mechanism? Means if you launch any missile to destroy a particular target here, the air defense mechanism, the radar system of Israel will detect, the radar system will detect that some enemy object, enemy aerial object is coming towards the nation till a particular range. It will wait. At this point, at this exact point, few hundred meters, kilometers from that point, it will, once it enter this place, from here, an interception missile will be launched. That missile will intercept or reach the enemy missile at that particular point, it will be destroyed. The efficiency of this defense mechanism is very high in the case of Israel. That's why the name Israel's Iron Dome. When you are watching the enemy missiles from the border, you will feel like at particular place, each and every missile will come here, at particular place it will be destroyed. This kind of thing. The same system even we have, but we don't have any special fancy name like Iron Dome, etc. Even we have the system. That's why we have successfully destroyed each and every missile Pakistan used against us, intercepting in the air itself, destroying the enemy missile in the air itself at particular range. Air defense mechanism. This kind of air defense mechanism, we have many. One is Netra. Have you seen Bengaluru traffic police Netra? Next time, when you are traveling in the roads of Bangalore, at each and every junction, there will be traffic cameras, right? Not the traffic camera present below that flyover. There it is not present. The traffic camera present in the poles beside that traffic signal. There will be a big box, junction box. There it will be written Project Netra. Netra means what? Eye, right? Similarly, the Project Netra of our Bangalore traffic police is CCTV. That's it. CCTV to monitor any traffic rule violation, etc. Here the Netra by DRDO. This is called as Eye in the Sky. Netra system by our DRDO called as Eye in the Sky. Eye in the Sky. First, indigenously developed airborne early warning and control system. It will not only give the warning, it will help us to control that airborne threat by launching the retaliation missile to destroy the enemy missile. That kind of system. Airborne early warning and control system, Netra, indigenously developed by India. Only three countries other than us have this kind of missile system. One is United States, other is Russia, then the other is Israel. So China don't have their own this kind of system, but they have purchased. They do have. but not their own. India, fourth such nation to have its indigenously developed air defense early warning and control system. Not the basic radar. Basic radar each and every nation has. This is a special mechanism where it will detect the enemy target, enemy missile, and it will launch a retaliation from our end. Netra is simply an aeroplane with radar systems attached to it. Not a single aeroplane. There are many aeroplanes flying in the sky. That's why eye in the sky. Okay. This Netra has a range of 200 kilometers. It can detect aerial targets within a range of 200 kilometers and angle of detection 240 degree. See how much angle of viewing we do have? Nearly 180, right? Right. If like the dogs, we have our eyes here, we could have seen more. Likewise, this one, range of 240 degree range it is having, 240 degree. Netra. So many Netra airborne early warning and control systems are there with us. Eye in the sky, Netra. Rustum 2, unmanned aerial vehicle, Rustum 2. This is also called as MEL, medium altitude long endurance drone. Medium altitude long endurance drone, MEL, developed by Aeronautical Development Establishment of DRDO and DRDO, along with HAL and Bharat Electronics. Aeronautical Development Establishment, HAL, Bharat Electronics, with all this collaboration they have developed, no need to worry. Just Rustum 2, unmanned aerial vehicle. It can fly up to an altitude of 22,000 feet. From the mean sea level, 22,000 feet, it can fly up to, and it can fly up to 20 hours or 20 hours. A remote drone, it can fly on its own or it can be controlled. The payloads which it carries, one is electronic intelligence. It should know, right, whether the aerial object is ours or enemies. Electronic intelligence. Synthetic aperture radar, radar to detect enemy targets. Then communication intelligent to communicate with the other flying object to know whether it is our very own or enemy target. Then situational awareness payload. It can work both in day and night, during rain or not. It can work in all the extreme conditions also. Rustum 2, unmanned aerial vehicle. Medium altitude, long endurance drone. It is in the shape of a small aeroplane, Rustum 2. It can fly both autonomously as well as we can manually control it, like the remote car we can control, or else like the normal drone we can control, right? Like that we can control. Otherwise, if you fix the path, it will generally fly for 20 years and come back. Autonomously also it can work. Rustum 2. Rafale. The deal is not actually that important. Let us discuss about the basic specification. See, it was a controversial topic, right? Rafale deal. Controversy related to the amount involved, etc. Rafale deal. That kind of controversial topics will not be asked in the examination. Controversial topics. Okay. Actually, earlier, see what happened. Have you heard about which fighter jets? Do you know? Name. Rafale, Sukhoi. Those are missiles. These are fighter jet. Hmm. Right. Have you heard the name MiG? MiG fighter jet. Have you heard the name Abhinandan Vartaman? You know, right? Abhinandan Vartaman. In the last standoff between India and Pakistan, we have sent Abhinandan Vartaman with our very old Dakota fighter jet MiG. MiG series of fighter jets similar to Tejas, single engine, single jet, single pilot fighter jet, small fighter jet. MiG series of fighter jets are infamously called as flying coffins. What? Flying coffins. Why? In a year or two or three will fall off. They are very old with lack of maintenance, etc. They're falling off. That is the reason to replace mix series of small fighter jets. We have developed Tejas fighter jet. To replace MiG, we have Tejas right now. Obviously, if you buy any sort of high-end car, that too will break down due to various reasons. Likewise, one or two recently in the last 5 years, two Tejas fighter jet crashed. That will happen. That will be rectified. That's okay. We have Tejas fighter jet right now to replace mix series of fighter jet. Mix series of fighter jet we have purchased from Russia. We have purchased from Russia. Single engine, single jet, single pilot fighter jet. Then we have twin jet, twin jet engines, fighter jet named Sukhoi. That is also from Russia. Sukhoi fighter jet. We have right now 250 plus, 270 plus actually, Sukhoi fighter jets with us right now. Maximum number of fighter jet we have right now are Sukhoi fighter jets. We have only 36 Rafale. Only 36 Rafale. 270 Sukhoi. To replace Sukhoi, that is also aging. We need to replace it with a better option. We took so much time in developing Tejas itself. We didn't have any option to develop it indigenously. That's why we have asked for a global deal tender. You are called the global tender. We need nearly 126 twin jet fighter jets. Many various companies from different nations participated. Later, the deal was finalized with Dassault Aviation's company France. Dassault Aviation's company France. Earlier, the deal was out of 126 fighter jet, few will be given in ready to fly condition. Remaining 108 will be built in India by technology sharing. They will share the technology. Manufacturing will happen in our HAL. That was the deal, but it was changed later. Later, the deal was completely modified. Completely modified. Right now, presently, we have, according to the new deal, we have purchased only 36 Rafale fighter jet in ready to fly condition. Ready to fly. No technology sharing. We are not manufacturing anything. We have just purchased the fighter jet. If the technology share happened, that would have been better, right? We would have got more insight into the new technology which other countries are using. We could have built our very own new twin jet fighter jet in the future, but that didn't happen. Rafale fighter jet, which we have right now, that we got in fully functional, ready to fly condition, the Rafale fighter jet. Twin jet fighter aircraft, twin jet fighter aircraft. Along with this fighter jet, we also have got two missiles. One is Meteor and other is Scalp. Meteor, beyond visual range, air to air missile. Can you name any beyond visual range air to air missile which we have? NAG is anti-tank missile. Air-to-air missile. India's first air-to-air missile is Astra, right? That is the beyond visual range missile which we have with a range of, see, 20 kilometer. 20 to 80 kilometer maximum range, right? The normal range 20, maximum 80-kilometer range, which we have right now. This Meteor beyond visual range air-to-air missile with a range of 150 kilometer, range of 150 kilometer. The maximum range which we have 80. 80 with Astra. If we use BrahMos, then range is 290 to 500 kilometers. We do have a better missile, but along with the Rafale, we have got this Meteor. Then Scalp, long range cruise missile, long range cruise missile with a range of around 300 kilometers, 300 kilometer range capacity. Meteor and Scalp missiles, which we got along with the Rafale fighter jet. Twin jet engine. See, seater. For example, have you seen our Bangalore MP Tejasvi Surya flying in the Tejas fighter jet? Nirmala Sitharaman flew in Tejas fighter jet. APJ Abdul Kalam flew in the Tejas fighter jet. Pilot will be one. Behind him, one can be seated. That is there in the Tejas fighter jet also. But we should not worry about the number of passengers it can carry because it is a fighter aircraft, right? We should worry about how much capacity engine it is having, whether it is twin jet or single jet. Earlier, the Tejas fighter jet was called as LCA, light combat aircraft. Light combat aircraft. It was light in weight when compared to the heavier fighter jets. That's why the name. Later, during the time of Atal Bihari Vajpayee, it was renamed as Tejas. Rafale is twin jet. See, for example, let's say 100cc bike, single cylinder, 650cc bike, twin cylinder, more capacity, more power, more range. That's it. Simple. Range will be more. Payload capacity will be high. It can carry more load. That's it.
I think the last one is second engine is substitute engine. If one engine fail,
Yes, sir. That can be used, yes, sir. That can be used, but the main reason is to carry more payload, sir, for the battle, combat. Here, the main thing which we need to worry is, see, earlier we had a mixed series of fighter jet and Sukhoi series of fighter jet, right? We got them from Russia. Russia sold same Sukhoi fighter jet to our enemy nation, China. If that is the case, it will be a level playing field for both of the enemy nations. We will not be having any edge over them. That's why we have avoided those kind of nations which sell to us as well as our enemy nation. This France Dassault Aviation, we have an agreement that it will be selling its Rafale jet only to our friendly nations. It had sold its Rafale jet to France, Egypt, Qatar, and in the future, few other nations, but not to China, not to Pakistan at all. That is the case. The specification of a Rafale fighter jet. See, have you seen the video where we have received our first Rafale fighter jet when our defense minister Rajnath Singh went to France's Marignac facility where it was developed. He met Pooja and got a Rafale fighter jet. It was escorted with the help of our Sukhoi fighter jet. Both the fighter jets were refueled mid-air. Mid-air refueling capacity is there both with our Sukhoi fighter jet and also this, see, mid-air refueling capacity is there. During the time of combat, without landing, it can be refueled mid-air. That capacity it is having. It can carry 9,500 kgs of payload. 9,500 kgs. See, in comparison with which fighter jet we have purchased this one to replace which fighter jet? MiG is the smaller one. So to replace MiG fighter jet, we have developed Tejas on our own. To replace Sukhoi fighter jets, we have purchased this Rafale. The payload capacity which Sukhoi fighter jet can carry is 8,000 kg. 8 ton. This can carry 9.5 ton, 9,500 kgs. It can carry, and it can fly at a height of 50,000 feet, a range of 3,700 kilometer, with single fully fuel. The range will be 3,700 kilometer, and it flies at a speed of Mach 1.8. Mach 1.8, around 2,000 kilometer, 2,000 kilometer per hour speed. It can travel up to Mach 1.8. Even Sukhoi fighter jet travels at Mach 1.8 speed, Mach 1.8, Mach 2. Rafale. Along with Rafale, we got Meteor and Scalp missiles. Meteor and Scalp missiles. Right. Tejas. Technology by DRDO, developed by HAL, Hindustan Aeronautics Limited, developed by indigenously developed light combat aircraft, which can travel at supersonic speed. A question might arise from this topic. Reason? Recently, a Tejas fighter jet crashed in the Dubai Air Show, right? So it is in news. It might be asked. Tejas fighter jet. Earlier, it was called as light combat aircraft, renamed to Tejas, along with DRDO and its Aeronautical Development Agency. HAL is manufacturing our Tejas single jet fighter jet Tejas. It will be replacing Russia's MiG series of fighter jet. See, Abhinandan Vartaman fought against Pakistan's F series fighter jet purchased from China, efficient when compared to our very old MiG. Then also he successfully destroyed the enemy fighter jet. He's also got destroyed. If in case he used at least our Tejas fighter jet, the scenario would have been different. Rafale or Sukhoi, the scenario 100% would have been different, right? MiG series of fighter jet is infamously called as flying coffin. Reason? They are very old. Generally, regularly, every year, one or two MiG fighter jet will crash. That is the reason. These flying coffins will be replaced with Tejas fighter jet. Single engine fighter jet, maximum payload capacity of 4,000 to 6,500 kgs. How much payload capacity Rafale had? 9,500 kgs. 9,500 kgs. Single pilot, a passenger can be seated. Single pilot, single engine fighter jet, maximum speed of Mach 1.8, same speed as Rafale's speed. Sukhoi can travel at still better speed, Mach 2.0. Then a normal range of 850 kilometers. This is a small fighter jet, right? A range of just 850 kilometers. What is the range of Rafale? 3,700 kilometer range. And the combat range is only 500 kilometers. Combat range means while fighting. While fighting during the time of war, the range is still lesser. Right. Tejas fighter jet, single pilot, single engine fighter jet. Sukhoi, developed by Sukhoi Aviation Corporation, Russia. Russia's Sukhoi. It sold its fighter jet to Algeria, no worries, but China, Vietnam, Venezuela, Malaysia, etc. We also have, they also have the same fighter jet with the same capacity. We have missile man of India, Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam. If in case we had similar personality, who would have dreamed about creating what he created? A series of missiles, right? Under integrated guided missile development program. That's why the name Missile Man of India. If some other personality who would have dreamed about creating our very own fighter jets, then by this time, at least by this time, we would be self-sufficient. We would have been developing our very own fighter jets. But right now, till date, we are relying on other nations to purchase fighter jets from. At least we should be happy that we have developed our single engine fighter jet Tejas. But there are some technical glitches due to which recently a crash happened, right? Please follow the news properly. What is the reason? In few days, a report will come. What was the reason for the crash, etc. Later, and the specification of Tejas, you need to know. Okay. Sukhoi fighter jet, a range of 3,000 kilometer, and it also have the ability of mid-air refueling. Rafale 3,700 kilometer range. This one 3,000 kilometer range it is having. It can carry a payload of 8,000 kgs. Rafale had the ability to carry 9,500 kgs, right? Sukhoi 30 MKI fighter jets are called as backbone of Indian Air Force. Why? Those are the fighter jets we have in more number. That is the reason. That's it. We have only 36 Rafale. We have 270 plus, 260 plus, at least 250 plus. Sukhoi 260 plus we have. Neither of these crashed in the recent years. Sukhoi fighter jet. Very, very important thing to know. See, what China is doing, China is weaving a web around us. They are making good relationship with Nepal, Bhutan, Myanmar, Sri Lanka, obviously Pakistan, right? By this, they are planning to create a web around us. So, we need to maintain our dominance in the Indian Ocean region, right? For international trade, everything, we need to maintain our dominance. Sri Lanka is playing a good book game with India and China both. I will give a harbor to you to develop. I will give another harbor for them to develop. You both develop, we will be happy that they are planning. Right? For us to maintain our dominance in the Indian Ocean region, we have recently, few years back, created a new Indian Air Force station in Tanjavur, Tamil Nadu. Southern Air Command in Tanjavur we had earlier, but it was upgraded. Tanjavur Southern Air Command, where we have placed our new generation Sukhoi fighter jet, nearly five, I think. 5 Sukhoi fighter jet which can carry BrahMos missile. Earlier, Sukhoi didn't have the ability to carry BrahMos missile. Recently, with some modifications to the Sukhoi missile, they have enabled Sukhoi fighter jet to carry BrahMos missile. BrahMos, good ability, efficiency, range, cruise missile, right?
Also, villages without like and water
What?
like the modification of the super.
Mm.
India can also develop.
Yes, they can. Yes, they can do.
They can develop.
They can do. But right now, they have modified the new generation Sukhoi fighter jet, which can carry our BrahMos missile to maintain our dominance in Indian Ocean region. Okay, Sukhoi 30 MK fighter jet, but the range of this fighter jet reduced drastically from 3000 kilometer to 1500 kilometer. Reason? Weight increased. That's why the range decreased to 1500 kilometers, just 1500 kilometers. Right. Sukhoi, backbone of Indian Air Force. Sukhoi fighter jet. Twin jet, twin engine fighter jet. Then let us see this major class T. Yes, but the two we can neglect MiG as of now because they are obsolete, old. Yes. We have many different class of helicopters, but not that important. Rudra, Dhruv, etc. We have developed by our HAL itself.
What are the storage events on each of the storage events?
Yes, many small fighter jets we do have. Yes. Many small. Then we have other small fighter jets to patrol, to monitor, and to smaller combats we do have. But these are the major fighter jets which we need to know. Then we have Indian submarines based on their source of fuel, whether they are diesel powered, whether they are electricity powered, whether they are nuclear powered. They are classified into different categories. How they are powered. Sorry, inside the water, how can they be diesel powered? Air will be stored, or it will come to the surface, taking air and go inside. Have you seen any submarine working, at least in the videos? If you have time this weekend, go watch the movie Ghazi Attack. At least the short description, movie explained videos will be there, right? 10-15 minutes. Watch that. It's a good movie to watch. Each and every submarine will have a range of operation till what depth it can go. If we go below that depth, it will burst into pieces. Why? That much amount of pressure will be exerted by the water above it. When you go deep into the water, the amount of pressure will be very high. Do you know swimming? If S, in case, next time when you go to the any pool, not the normal pool with 5 feet, 6 feet deep, the pool with diving ramp, it might be having a depth of 10-15 feet, right? If you try to go deep into the water, 10-15 feet, you will feel the pressure on your ears, at least 10 feet deep. Just imagine 10 feet deep. If you go by holding that ladder going down, touching the bottom, you'll feel that pressure. How much pressure will be exerted when you go very deep into the water? Very high pressure will be exerted on us. Indian submarines, diesel electric, The nuclear powered based on the propulsion, based on the power. Battery electric propulsion, diesel electric propulsion, air independent propulsion, and nuclear reactor, etc. Nuclear reactor means, see, nuclear powered means not the submarine which had the ability to carry nuclear weapon. Nuclear powered means the fuel to run that submarine is by the nuclear fuel. Nuclear reactor is involved in that submarine. Nuclear fueled, nuclear powered submarine. We do have nuclear powered submarine. Air independent propulsion means air independent. Without taking air continuously, it can operate underwater for longer duration of time. Endurance to stay underwater for extra time, longer duration of time. These are generally non-nuclear submarines. They can stay underwater for, let's say, 2 weeks. 2 weeks it can stay under the water. Non-nuclear submarines generally silent. They will not make any noise. Generally battery powered, or steam engine. If the steam engine, ethanol and oxygen it will use. Steam engine, ethanol as the fuel, oxygen which helps in combustion. Then Stirling engine, liquid oxygen and diesel fuel. Oxygen stored in liquid form, then diesel as the fuel. Then fuel cell, hydrogen cell, lithium ion battery, etc. Battery powered. This kind of this kind of engine called as air independent. Air independent means either it is battery powered or it is having air stored in the cylinders. That's it. Without coming to the surface, it can work for longer duration of time. These submarines use radio communication systems at very low frequency and extreme low frequency radio signals. Generally, submarines don't use a radar, they use sonar. Have you heard the name sonar? If they are at the surface, they use radar. If they are underwater to navigate, to detect any object below in the water, to detect enemy targets, they will use sonar. In the Ghazi attack movie, there is a separate cabin where a person will be sitting wearing some headgear, right? He will be finding the coordinates at what distance, at what depth enemy submarine is there. He will be calculating with the help of sonar. Sonar means, radar means full form radio detection and arranging. Radio detection and arranging. Sonar means sound navigation and arranging. Sound navigation and ranging, sonar. Here they use ultrasound. Ultrasound. What do you mean by ultrasound? Ultrasound? You might have heard the name ultrasound. Ultrasound scanning, right? Ultrasound means the frequency of sound which we cannot hear. Higher frequency of sound. What is the frequency of sound which we can hear? Human audible range. Sound is measured in decibel, right? Decibel. From 0 decibel to 80, 100 decibel we can hear. Higher sound also we can hear, but our hearing ability will reduce. If you hear a higher decibel sound for longer duration, that is decibel. The frequency of vibration. Frequency. What frequency range sound which we can hear means we can hear 20 hertz to 20 kilohertz. Kilohertz means 1000 hertz. This frequency range sound we can hear 20 hertz to 20 kilohertz. This is called as human audible range. Human audible range, human audible range, 20 hertz to 20 kilohertz. Human audible range. Okay. Below this frequency, it is called as, below this frequency, it is called as infrasonic sound. Infrasonic sound less than the frequency of 20 hertz. Above 20 kilohertz, it is called as ultrasonic sound. Ultrasonic sound. We have discussed this when we have discussed about sound. Dogs can hear ultrasonic sound. That's why they act weird during night time, because they will be hearing ultrasonic sound which we cannot hear. But what do we think? Our dogs can see ghosts. But that is not the case. They can hear ultrasonic sound. That's why dog, cat, elephant, rhino, many other animals, they can hear. Bats navigate with the help of ultrasonic sound. Bat, they are nocturnal animals, right? Active during the night time. They can see, they have eyes, but during night time, it will be dark, right? That's why to navigate, they use ultrasonic sound. They make huge amount of sound, ultrasonic sound, which cannot hear. God created this magic. Okay, in the night time, people will be sleeping, many organisms will be sleeping. They should not be disturbed by the sound which bats use to navigate. That's why we can hear just 20 hertz to 20 kilohertz frequency range. The ultrasonic ultrasound machine that will also create sound which we cannot hear. Ultrasound, right? Likewise, sonar, ultrasound, which we cannot hear. With the help of that, navigation happens here. Huh? Human audible range, frequency 20 hertz to 20 kilohertz. Okay. Below the frequency of 20 hertz, that sound is called as infrasonic sound. Infrasonic means less than the frequency of human audible range or 20 kilohertz. If the frequency is more than 20 kilohertz, that is ultrasonic sound. That's it. The reference range is our hearing range. Below that, infrasonic. Above that, ultrasonic. That's it. Types of submarines. We have majorly three categories of submarines. One is SSK, one is SSBN, one is SSN. First one is SSK. That literally means SS means submarine ship. Sometimes it can work on the surface. Sometimes it can go deep. Submarine ship. SS means submarine. SS. K means killer. Hunter killer. K means hunter killer. It will hunt their enemy and it will kill its enemy submarine. SSK stands for diesel electric attack submarine. SS means submarine, K means hunter killer. Generally these hunter killer submarines are diesel electric powered and as well as electric powered. Diesel powered to work in the surface, electric powered to work in the deep inside the water, right? Diesel engine for surface propulsion, battery for submerged operation. That's it. They are stealthier than nuclear submarine. What does stealthy means? Stealthy means which can operate secretly, which cannot be detected easily. That means stealthier, not stronger. Stealthier means Secretly, it can operate. That kind of submarine. Difficult to detect because when working underwater, it will be powered by battery. No sound. But if it is a nuclear submarine, that will be noisy. It makes sound. Even the air independent propulsion, they're also stealthier. Stealthier means they can operate secretly. Next one, SSN. Submarine ship nuclear. Submarine ship nuclear. Nuclear powered submarine. A engine with nuclear fuel will be there. Nuclear reactor kind of device will be there. SSN. Nuclear powered attack submarine. Nuclear reactor should be there inside that submarine, right? So the size of this submarine will be big when compared to normal SSK. These are larger and the power is nuclear, right? So it is faster, larger and faster submarine compared to SSK, the normal diesel electric submarine powered by nuclear reactors. Nuclear reactor. That means, see, right? With very little amount of fuel, it can produce enormous amount of energy. With few grams of nuclear fuel, it can operate for years. It can operate for years together. It can operate. Literally, we can say it has unlimited range. Unlimited range. If in case in the future, if we get a fail-proof technology of nuclear engine, we might get them in our cars, bikes. Actually, that will not happen. If in case that happens, we will be having unlimited range. Buy the car once, or until it breaks, kind of thing. But that will not happen because the risk involved, the radiation, etc. SSN. SSN means nuclear powered submarine. That's it. SSK means killer hunter. That is diesel powered, diesel electric submarine. Right. The last one we have SSBM. Ballistic nuclear subsurface ballistic nuclear submarine. That means it has the ability to launch ballistic missiles from the submarine. Ballistic missiles can be launched from this submarine, capable of launching ballistic missiles, larger, and will be having more advanced missiles in it. And they are also nuclear powered. Nuclear reactors will be there for propulsion. Only add-on, they will be having ballistic missiles. That is the only add-on, SSBM. It is also like SSN, but it will be having what? Ballistic missile capable submarine. Submarines in India, the kind of submarines which we have right now. Submarines which we have. We have 5 class of submarines. See, in the missiles, we had Prithvi series of missile, Prithvi 1, 2, 3, 4. We had Agni series of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 plus prime. Right? Like that, we have 5 class of submarines. 5 class. Akula class, Shishumar class, etc. Shishumar class of submarine, Sindhu Bush class of submarine, Akula 2 class submarine, then indigenously developed Kalvari class of submarine, then Arihant class of submarine, Shishumar, Sindhu Ghosh, Akula 2, Kalvari, then Arihant series of submarines. Shishumar class of submarine. Under this class, we right now have four submarines. Four submarines. This is not completely developed by India. Germany shared their technology. Manufacturing happened here in India itself. With the technology transfer from Germany, we have Shishumar class of submarine. Shishumar with Germany. They have anti-submarine, anti-ship warfare ability. It is majorly placed in the Arabian Sea. Arabian Sea. Shishumar class. What are all the four submarines? One is IMR, INS. INS means Indian Naval Submarine. For the ship also same INS, Indian Naval Ship. Here Indian Naval Submarine. INS Shishumar we have. INS Shankush we have. INS Shalki we have. INS Shankul we have. Actually, it is important for you to know these five classes of submarines and the name of the submarines which come under each class because many of the submarines were commissioned in the last 2 3 years and few will be commissioned in a year or two. So there will be news regarding any of these submarine. It will be in news. That's why you need to know the class. You need to know the names so that when they give the statement, whether these submarines come under this class, yes, you should know. The first one, INS Shishumar class, INS Shishumar, INS Shankush, INS Shalki, INS Shankul. Four submarines under this category we have right now. Four submarines. Then Sindhu Ghosh class will end here. INS Sindhu Ghosh class submarine. Sindhu Ghosh. Seven active Russian origin. That last one, Shishumar class was in collaboration with Germany. This is in collaboration with Russia. Russian origin submarine. 10 submarines are commissioned. Commissioned means working right now with Indian Navy. 10 commissioned. Three of them already decommissioned. Decommissioned means if they are old, then it will be decommissioned. They contain satellite sensor, radar, sonar, electronic surveillance system, etc. It will be generally there in all the submarines. Then Sindhu Ghosh class of submarines which we have right now. One is INS Sindhu Dwaj, INS Sindhu Raj, INS Sindhu Ratna, INS Sindhu Kesari, INS Sindhu Kirti, INS Sindhu Vijay, INS Sindhu Rashtra. The name of the submarines. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Total we had 10. 3 are decommissioned. Right now we have only 7 functional active submarines under this class. Earlier under Shishumar class we had 4 active submarines commissioned right now. Here we have 7. Actively we have 7. Okay. In tomorrow's class, we will discuss other 3 categories of submarines. Which are them? Akula 2, Kalavari, Arihant class of submarines. Then we will also discuss about different type of ships, frigate, stealth ships, etc. We'll discuss. We'll complete this defense technology and we'll discuss few topics about information technology and different energy resources. We'll discuss tomorrow. Tomorrow Wednesday, right? On Thursday, we'll cover biotechnology. Friday, we'll complete with robotics and nanotechnology. Okay. Thank you. Yes. I'll ask madam to share the notes with you today. That she will Hmm? Yesterday's also. Till today. Any doubts? No doubts. See, let's say, for example, you need to know biotechnology basic all concepts. What they will do, they will ask if in case there is a case related to any three-parent baby happened in India, that will be which three-parent baby. Then they will ask what is three-parent baby, what is genetic engineering. That is the link between current affairs. Let's say, for example, if one of the submarine that will be decommissioned this year or commissioned this year, that will be asked like current affair past, you need to study. Those classes will also be there, maybe by the end of January. Right? If you know the static part better, then that will be easier to connect. Okay. Thank you.